Hi Kirby fans, so today we're going to be sorting out some issues with tech drive, and if you're having issues with the tech drive, I'm going to show you what they might be and how to cure it. So what we'll do is we'll get straight to it. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. Again, those who are new to the channel, if you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate showing support by slapping that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment. If you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. Right, so as I said, in today's video we're sorting out some tech drive issues. I've been having some messages and people asking me to do this video. I did do one a while back. Obviously people aren't going back and checking my older videos, so I thought I'd just update it and make a new one. So it's a bit fresher. There's going to be no ums and ahs and ers, and you'll get the bloopers at the end, which everyone seems to enjoy. So what we'll do, we'll jump straight into it and explain the issues that people have and how to cure them. So what we'll do is we'll get straight to it. Right, so before we start, obviously it's a bit of a spoiler. I haven't had all my stuff come from the G6, but I'm going to use this G6 just to demonstrate on how to adjust your tech drive. So it's a lot cleaner than the last time you saw it, but I will do, there is a video that I'm doing on showing you how I refurbished it and everything. I just haven't edited it and uploaded it yet, purely because I've ordered parts. Right, so with this, you're going to need, first up, you're going to need a Torx 10, you're going to need a Torx 25, and a Torx 20. Now the Torx 10 is for this little screw here, so you're literally going to undo that. If you've got a Sentria, then obviously it's the same size screws that goes in the here is a Torx 10 as well. Okay, so we just take that out. There's no screw in the bottom here at the moment, but that would be your Torx 20. So I'll turn this round, just take that out. You literally push in a screwdriver there to release that scuff plate, and that comes out. All right, now this shouldn't be too long, hopefully, because I'm going to be using the impact driver. So then you've got your Torx 20, and you literally release these two screws here, and this one here. And if we turn around, we've literally got two at the front. 1, 2. Okay. 1 and 2. That way then we can take this top off, and off it comes. Now your tech drive, if you're having issues with it going backwards or forwards, 9 times out of 10 this has actually moved. Now this should be set central, you can actually see where it's screwed, and this is what the Torx 25 is for. Right, so if you've got any issues with it not moving backwards or forwards, then it's purely, if it's not moving forwards, then you need to move this backwards a bit. Now these are normally set in the middle, and you can see whether it's actually moved. Now I've never seen any one of these that come loose, but they do come loose sometimes. So crack that one, and then we move it back a little bit, just a fraction, and then tighten it up. And then you can try the tech drive with this open. Obviously just bear in mind when you start it up, it's going to be kicking off electric here, so just don't put your hands anywhere near that. Okay, so then you can test the tech drive back and forwards, and if that makes a difference. If it's the opposite way, so if it's not going backwards, then you've literally got to move this a fraction forward. Okay, and that will sort of even it out. Like so, and tighten that up. Okay. Normally, like I said, this is normally set central, and you can actually see where these screws have been. So if you take it apart and it's actually look like it's moved, then literally put it back where the original marks are from the screw heads, which should be in the center. Okay, so straight in the center there, and that's normally where they are set up. Now, another issue people have is it judders, tends to judder. If you're getting a judder, it's because these joints in here have actually gone dry. Now, Kirby recommend that you actually use 3-in-1 to lubricate these joints. Now, I do lubricate them with 3-in-1, but there is another option as well that you can use. Now, obviously 3-in-1 dries up over time. So what you can do is crack that off there, and take that off there. Now you can either put some 3-in-1 oil in there and move that back and forwards until it lubricates, or you can go one step further and just take this apart. Okay, so to take this apart, you take your spacer out first. Okay, slacken these off. And this one, and this one. Take those out. And I'll just quickly show you what the issue is if you're getting a judder. Okay, so take spacer out, keep space to one side, and this literally comes out. Now I have lubricated these, but I might as well do it with other options. So what happens is these little ball bearings here get dry. Now they're never going to get really hot, so you can use 3-in-1, but 3-in-1 dries up over time. Now there is another solution, and what you can actually use, and what I normally use in the video anyway, but I haven't used it for these, is just some normal wheel bearing grease. Now it's not going to get excessively hot, but it's nice and thick, and the grease is going to last a lot longer than what the oil is. It's not going to dry up. Okay, so just put some on there, and you're literally going to rub that all the way across them bearings and across there, like so. Okay, and this is more of a long-term benefit because it's never going to dry up, like so. And then you just want to put some in there and in there, then it goes back in there. Okay, so what we'll do is lubricate the other one. So let's quickly clean those off. Okay, and obviously have some kitchen towels so you don't get covered in grease. And then we're literally going to get some more grease and just put a bit in there. Okay, and then just rub it up and down with your finger just to get all that grease over those bearings. Doesn't have to be loads, you're just stopping it seizing up and corroding as well. So just put that there, and then we'll just put some literally in there and in there. Okay, I'm trying to balance everything everywhere, and on the excess I've got on my fingers, I'll just rub in there, there and over here, like so. Alright, whoops. Now to put this back in, you're literally going to put your bearings on there. Now when you put this back together, you've got to make sure everything is central, and then put that other bearing on there. Okay, just wipe my fingers, get that grease. Now when you put this back together, obviously you put your spacer in, but don't tighten it, because what you've got to make sure is this runs back and forwards with ease. So just tighten that down a little bit with Torx 20. That's it. And then what we're going to do is just put our 4 screws in, because you've literally got to make sure there's no sidewards movement in this. Now if you've got the early Sentria, you might be missing a spacer block. Again, you can get these from Kirby. They stopped in the early Sentrias, this was actually missing. So Kirby set it and didn't put that in. So just make sure you've got one. If not, you can order them from Kirby. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think they'd charge that because it's actually been missing when the Kirby was actually built. So what we'll do now is just tighten these, just loosely. Okay, so I just knit them till they catch, like so. And you'll see why in a second. So they're just nipped. Now we're going to put this yoke back on. Now make sure your yoke, if you've got a G3 or a G4, then it's got a little pin on here, and that slots in the middle of these 2 forks. With the G6 and G5 onwards, you've got this type, so you make sure that this clicks on that front fork there, like so. All right, now I'm just going to put these screws back in the middle so I can see where it was. So what I do is I get that aligned central with a hole, so you've got them both in the middle, and what I do is put my front one in first. Okay, so I put my front one in first, tighten that loosely, and just make sure that is central to the hole, and then I put my back one in. Okay, now what you'll notice is you're going to get some sideways movement with this because we've loosened everything off. So what I'll do is I'll tighten this yoke up first. Okay, now you can see we've got sideways movement. Okay, so all we're going to do is tighten this down, this spacer, just until we lose that sideways movement. Now you don't want it too tight, still got sideways movement. And there you go. Okay, so also make sure when you assemble it back together, which I did state, make sure everything is central. So this roller bearing is central with that, and that one's not central there, so we can just push that one back a bit. So make sure it's in line, and now they're central, okay? So now if we've got no sideways movement, which we've still got a little tad, so we're just going to tighten that again, just to lose any sideways movement. Don't go all the way down, it's just an adjustment. All right, now there's no sideways movement, but we've got backwards and forwards movement, and that is literally where you want it. So now what we do is we tighten these 4 screws up. 1, 2. So if you're using a if you're using a screwdriver bit, make sure that you've got that in there properly before you try to torque it up. Okay. If you want to Torx these up, you can. That is a Torx 25. But I normally just do it with a screwdriver, because otherwise 9 times out of 10 I can't undo them. And that is that. Now to put it back together, just make sure that's moving. There's no sideways movement again. You're actually hooked on there. Everything's fine. So now we just put the lid back on. Like so. Tighten these back ones up. Again, it's just a Torx 20. And we've got our 2 countersunk screws at the front, which we're literally going to put in there. And that one. Oops. And I'm going to put that one in there. We get our scuff plate. So obviously if you've got the Sentria or the Avalir, you've got to screw your lead back on here if you've unscrewed it. I haven't got a lead for this at the moment because I'm still waiting. And then your scuff plate with your G6 or anything earlier, you literally slot your lead under there and then push your scuff plate in, which I can't demonstrate because I haven't got the lead yet. Tap that, that slots in place. This little screw then goes through here, through your lead connection and then into the Kirby. And then normally you would have a Torx 20 to go in the back there. A little chrome silver one to go in the back of there. Right. And that is it. That is literally how to set your yoke up on your Kirby. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it was really informative and just a bit more easier to understand than obviously my earlier videos. Like I said, it didn't get a lot of views purely because it wasn't getting ranked and a lot of people were asking for this video. So save from going back and trying to find it, I thought I'd just redo it with a bit more detailed explanation. So those of you new to the channel, if you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate slapping that subscribe button to support the channel. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. Right, so what we'll do is we'll cut to the bloopers and I'll catch you in the next one. If you're getting a judder in, it's literally that there's not enough lubrication. It's literally... So again, those of you new to the channel, if you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate slapping that subscribe button to show you support the channel. So those of you new to the channel, if you're getting value, so those...